Welcome viewers. We are discussing control function in production management. In the previous session, we have studied the various tasks to be performed by a production manager or operation manager. We have also studied about inventory, the purpose of inventory. In this session, our aim is to provide you a discussion on inventory control policy, which is normally followed by company. We will also discuss the significance of economic order quantity, how you are going to adopt the safety stock level that we will discuss, and we will also discuss how we will develop or establish the economic order quantity model. In this table, we have differentiated between Q model and the P model. If I take the feature of order quantity, so in the Q model or the fixed order quantity model, we are taking the quantity as a fixed, while in case of P model, it is varies with the each time order. Another feature is when to place the order. When the inventory drops to the reorder level, we place the order. Reorder level is that minimum level at which if we order, then the order will come when the quantity available at reorder level gets exhausted. In case of P model, we take a review period. That means the review period is decided on the basis of mutual understanding between the two partners. It may be 1 week time, it may be 15 days time or 2 weeks time. In that, the both partners review the inventory at the vendor end, and on the basis of that the order is placed. Size of inventory. In case of Q model, it is less than the fixed time period model, while in case of P model, it is larger than the fixed order quantity model, because it depends on the period. We are not going for a fixed quantity. Record keeping, each time a withdrawal or addition is made. Now record keeping is maintained during the review period. If we define inventory control in services, to demonstrate the way in which the inventory control is done in service organization, we have selected two areas to describe: a departmental store and an automobile service agency. First, we will take the departmental store inventory policy. First thing is that you should make yourself aware about the SKU, that is stock keeping unit. It is the common term used to identify a inventory item. We not say in case of departmental store that so many toothpaste, so many other spices, or so many breads, or so many your cold cream or body lotion. We make them as a stock keeping unit. We will say so much 50 stock keeping unit or 100 stock keeping unit. Under each stock keeping unit, all these items will come. It identifies each item, its manufacturer, its cost. The number of SKUs become larger even for the small department. For example, if bed sheets carried in a domestic item department are obtained from 3 manufacturers in 3 quality levels, 3 sizes, 4 colors, then total number of items will be 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. That means 108 items. For such large numbers, individual economic order quantity cannot be calculated for each item by hand. Purchasing of housewares is generally done from the distributor rather than from the manufacturer. Distributor handles products from the various manufacturers and has the advantage of fewer orders and the faster shipping times. Moreover, the distributor's sales personnel may visit the housewares weekly and count all the items they supply to this department. Then, in line with the replenishment level that has been established by the buyer, the distributor's salesperson places order for the buyer. This saves the department time in counting the inventory and placing the order. The lead time for the receipt of stock from the houseware distributor is normally 2 to 3 days. The safety stock therefore is quite low, and the buyer establishes a replenishment level so as to supply only enough items for 2 to 3 days lead time, plus expected during the period until the salesperson's next visit. Now we will take the example of a automobile repair shop. A firm in the automobile service business purchases most of its parts supplied from a small number of distributors. Franchise new car dealer purchases the great bulk of their supplies from the automobile manufacturer. A dealer's demand for auto parts originate primarily from the general public and other departments of the agencies such as service department or body shop. For this case, the problem is to determine the order quantities for the several thousand items carried by that particular service station. Most of the dealers order their inventory by computer and the software package. For both manual and computerized item, an ABC classification works very well. Expensive and high turnover supplies are counted and ordered frequently, while low cost items are ordered in large quantities and in infrequent intervals to take the advantage of economies of the scale. The drawback associated with the frequent order placement is the extensive amount of time needed to physically put the item on shelves and log them in the computer. The computer output provides a useful reference file identifying the item, cost order, and the number of units on hand. The output itself constitutes the purchase order and is sent to the distributor or factory supply house. This simple procedure is attractive because once the forecast weighing is selected, all that needs to be done is to input the number of units of each item on the hand. Thus, negligible computation is involved and very little preparation is needed to send the order out from the retail to the factory. Before going to the self-assessment question, here I would like to mention that nowadays all these are so automatic that there is no need to go physically in entering the order, because of radio frequency identification system, each item is categorized and the record is available on the cloud server. What happens that as the quantity or the item is purchased and the quantity is decreasing at the shelf, the same is recorded and is available to the supplier also. So as soon the number of items reach to a level, automatically the order is placed through cloud server, and you will be surprised to know, even without waiting, the replenishment or the delivery comes at the retailer. So for just revising the concept, you should answer these questions: why we are keeping the inventory and what are the reasons for controlling the inventory? What kind of policy or procedure would you recommend to manage the inventory for a retail store, and what you will recommend for a automobile or for any other department or in a bank service? What advantages and disadvantages does your system have vis-a-vis for the department store operation described in this particular section? Now we will discuss about the economic order quantity model. As the name suggests, economic order quantity model. With the help of this model, we are going to get a quantity which is economic in nature. The two important decisions pertaining to controlling the inventory of raw materials are when to place an order and how much order or how much quantity is to be ordered. F.W. Harris, a famous researcher, developed a rule for determining a optimal number of units of an item to purchase if several fundamental assumptions are satisfied. So there are certain assumptions, just like lead time is constant, order quantity is not, demand is not changing. These are the few assumptions. This proposed model is referred as the basic economic order quantity model. In more concise manner, it can be concluded there exists for every material held in inventory an optimal order quantity where total annual stocking costs are at the minimum. There exists certain assumption for the basic economic order quantity model that we are going to summarize you in the coming slide. The first assumption is that the item's price or the cost P is independent of the quantity order. Whether we are making a small quantity, large quantity, the cost of the item remains unchanged. Demand for or uses of the item follows a relatively constant rate of D unit per unit time. C0 or CO is the fixed cost that is used for executing an order and that is independent of the quantity ordered. there exists a proportional relationship between holding cost for the inventory and the quantity stored. Another assumption, there exists a proportional relationship between holding cost for inventory and the quantity stored. Whenever a demand arises in the market, it should be fulfilled and no shortage is allowed. Lead time is known with certainty and it is a constant quantity. It is referred to that time from when an order is placed until it gets delivered. All items ordered are delivered at the same time. There is no split in the deliveries. This table will give you the definition of various variables. For example, D, annual demand; Q, quantity of matter; C, cost; S, average cost for completing an order; TC, total annual cost; H, annual holding cost; R is reorder point, and L is the lead time. So on the basis of that, we have found that total cost is equal to D into C plus D divided by Q, that becomes a order, multiplied by S, that is total ordering cost, and Q by 2 is the average quantity multiplied by the holding cost. That is becomes the first term is a total cost plus ordering cost plus holding cost. If we talk about the economic order quantity model, we will show you the relationship between cost in our coming figures. Order quantity, that is optimum quantity Q opt at which the cost is minimum, can be visualized from figure 4. It tells that the total cost is minimal at the point where the slope of the curve is 0. With the help of calculus, we take the derivative or derivate of total cost with respect to 0 and set this equal to 0. The calculation involved in these areas which we are showing you in the coming slide. To illustrate the economic order quantity, let us first give you the final formula, that is Q optimum or Q EOQ is equal to under root of 2 times demand into ordering cost divided by the holding cost. This is the formula for the economic order quantity. Now what we will do, we will take total cost as we have discussed, the cost of the product plus ordering cost plus holding cost. And if I take the first derivative and we equate the both left hand side and right hand side, we will get Q optimum is equal to under root of 2 times demand multiplied by ordering cost divided by the holding cost. Accordingly, reorder point is equal to R into the L is the lead time, D is the your daily consumption for the item. So if it is consuming 2 per day and 5 is the lead time, so reorder point will be the 2 into 5, that is 10. Viewers, we were discussing about the basic economic order quantity model. This figure also known as sawtooth model, where on the y-axis you have a inventory and the x-axis you have a time. R is the reorder point. That means you have to place the orders for the lead time, which is L, and Q is the maximum quantity which is to be ordered for the keeping in the stock. In this figure, we have two costs. One is your holding cost and one is your ordering cost. If number of quantities in an order increases, then your ordering cost will get reduced, but holding cost will increase. So there is an intersection between these two costs where the slope is zero, and that cost, if we drop on the x-axis, that will give the economic order quantity. Or in other words, at economic order quantity, holding cost is equal to the ordering cost. We are taking one example to find out the economic order quantity and the reorder point. The following data is given. Annual demand is 2000 units. Average daily demand is 2000 divided by 365. Ordering cost is 4.2 per order. Holding cost 1.75 per unit per year. Lead time 5 days. Cost per unit is 10 rupees 75 paisa. Then our question is, what quantity should be ordered and what should be the reorder point? Now, with the help of the formula, we have found the 97.95 is the economic order quantity, and if we find out the reorder point, then D into L is the formula. We get 27.39 is the reorder point. And if I take in a appropriate manner or absolute manner, then we will take 28 and place the order when it is 97 or more. So total cost we can calculate with the formula, and it is coming as 21,687.875 rupees. There are some questions that what are the assumptions we have made while developing a economic order quantity model. What are the main difference between the Q model and the P model? Another important point or the question which I want to raise, can you judge the sensitivity of this model? You just think over it. Safety stock. Why we keep the safety stock? We want to save ourselves from the uncertainty in the demand, uncertainty in the price or the price fluctuation. The model developed earlier has an assumption of constant demand, and that is known in advance. In most of the situation, demands varies daily. Thus, there arises a need of maintaining a safety stock that provides some level of protection against the stock outs. Safety stock can be defined as the amount of inventory carried in addition to the expected demand. For the normal distribution case, it can be measured as a mean. To demonstrate the mean of its definition, let us assume our average yearly demand as 1000 units, and we expect next year to be the same. Now in next year we carry 1100 units, then we have 100 units as a safety stock. Safety stock can be determined by the different criteria. The most common used approach followed by the firms is simply state that a certain number of weeks of supply be kept in the safety stock. The probability approach is also among one of the common approaches followed by the industry. Another important approach is the probability approach. The key principle over which it is based is that this approach considers only the probability of running out of stock, not how much unit we are short of. For determining the probability of stocking out over the time period, a simple plot of normal distribution for the expected demand is drawn and noted down. The amount we have on the hand lies on the curve. The situation will be clearer by the following example. when we expect a demand to be 100 units over the next month and standard deviation which is known as 20. Now we go into the month with just 100 units. We know that our probability of stocking out is 50%. Half of the month we would expect the demand to be greater than 100, and half of the month we would expect it to be less than 100 units. Taking this further, if we order a month's worth of inventory of 100 units at a time and receive it at the beginning of month, over the long run we would expect to run out of inventory in 6 months of the year. In the fixed order quantity model with safety stock, inventory level is perpetually monitored by the fixed order quantity system, and it places a new order when the stock reaches at some level R. During the lead time between the time an order is placed and the time it is received, there is a danger of stock out in the model. If you see the coming figure, an order is placed, then the inventory position drops to the reorder point. During this lead time, a range of demand is quite possible. You just see this figure. We have kept a particular portion as a safety stock because demand is uncertain. The main difference lying between a fixed order quantity model, where the demand is known, and when the demand is uncertain, is in computing the reorder point. The amount of order quantity remains same in both cases. The uncertainty element is taken into account in the safety stock. In this session, we have discussed about the economic order quantity model, and we have also discussed the various assumptions made while developing the economic order quantity model. In the inventory control model, there are two models. One is Q model and another one is P model. Q model is fixed order quantity, while P model depends upon the periodic review. Another approach is the probabilistic model in deciding the safety stock. We have shown you that how the safety stock is required to avoid the situation of stock out. In the coming session, we are going to study about the various charts, various control system, and also about the operating characteristics curve and acceptance sampling. Thank you.